Massive Real Madrid update. The Bernabéu is bracing for a defensive overhaul in 2026. With Rüdiger, Alaba, and Asencio potentially leaving, Real Madrid are targeting Upamecano and Ibrahima Konate to refresh their backline. And the battle for these stars is heating up against Barcelona and PSG. But that's not all. Real are also abandoning the chase for Rodri Hernández, focusing on younger, long-term midfield options, while Camavinga, Díaz, Alaba, and Gonzalo García have used the international break to gain crucial minutes and match sharpness. High voltage. Stay tuned as we break down every exit, arrival, and strategic move that could reshape Real Madrid's future. Real Madrid to reshape defense in 2026 with 3 exits and 2 arrivals, a report. According to fixtures, Real Madrid are preparing a significant rebuild of their defense in the summer of 2026. The outlet mentions that the club is set to allow Antonio Rüdiger and David Alaba to leave as free agents, while Raúl Asencio could also depart after failing to fit into Xabi Alonso's system during the early part of the season. With these departures, Real Madrid plan to bring in 2 new centre-backs whose contracts are nearing expiration, namely Upamecano and Ibrahima Konate. The French duo would strengthen the squad without requiring any transfer fees, as their contracts with respective clubs expire at the end of the season. Interestingly enough, competition for these signings is expected, with other clubs ready to offer extensions to keep them, building rotation, competition, and stability. It is said that the goal of this defensive overhaul is to create a strong rotation system around Dean Huijsen, Eder Militao, Upamecano, and Konate. This structure would allow Alonso to choose between a traditional back 4 or a 3-man defense with deeper support, giving flexibility depending on the opponent. The departures of Rüdiger and Alaba will mark a shift in hierarchy, but the club believes their profiles no longer align with the tactical direction Alonso is pursuing. Similarly, Asencio has not met the physical and tactical demands required for Madrid's defensive strategy. All eyes on Real Madrid. By integrating the new signings, Real Madrid aim to refresh the backline, increase internal competition, and maintain solidity across multiple competitions. Huijsen and Militao could rotate with the new signings, ensuring the team remains strong even in case of injuries, fatigue, or tactical adjustments. Now, it remains to be seen if Real Madrid can succeed in their operations. This is because, given their target's contractual situation, competition will be extreme and intense from clubs like Liverpool and Bayern Munich. Sources: Real Madrid abandoned chase for long-term target to focus on new priorities. According to Defensa Central, Real Madrid have decided to give up on signing Manchester City midfielder Rodri Hernández. This is because the club is exploring alternative targets who better fit their long-term plans, both financially and physically. The decision is influenced by several factors. Firstly, Rodri is 29 years old, recovering from a serious knee injury, and has struggled to maintain consistent game time this season. His current contract with Manchester City runs until 2027, with a market value of around €110 million, making the deal expensive and risky. The outlet mentions that, if Rodri were 100% fit, hadn't injured his knee, and weren't 29 years old, Real Madrid would be willing to bid for his signing. Rodri moved their attention. As a result, the club is now focusing on younger players with similar profiles, such as Chima Andres, Adam Wharton, and Rodrigo Mendoza. Real Madrid want players who can develop over time and provide long-term value, rather than take a high-risk approach. Meanwhile, Rodri himself is prioritizing his recovery. After the knee injury, he has faced physical and mental challenges, making his immediate focus on returning to full fitness and playing consistently. The former Ballon d'Or winner has struggled to play regularly since his injury. In fact, he has been injured once after his ACL recovery and is going through a difficult process. For these reasons, the player is not considering leaving Manchester City yet, and Real Madrid are exploring other options, those who can be relied on in the long run. While Rodri remains one of the top midfield pivots in world football, Real Madrid are looking ahead, prioritizing players who combine talent, fitness, and long-term value, a calculated approach in preparation for future competitions. In recent transfer windows, PSG have zeroed in on top French talent, landing Bradley Barcola, Desire Doué, and Lucas Chevalier. The club's focus could now shift toward bolstering the defense with another standout French player. While Liverpool's Ibrahima Konate has been linked with a move, PSG may have their eyes on another high-profile option. Bayern Munich's Upamecano is set to become a free agent after the 2025-26 season, and PSG are reportedly keeping close tabs on him. Still, securing Upamecano is expected to be challenging, with several clubs likely to compete for his signature. A Spanish battle for a Parisian target? According to French outlet Foot Mercato, Bayern remain optimistic about securing a new deal with Dayot Upamecano, even though the 26-year-old has several options to leave on a Both Barcelona and Real Madrid are reportedly in a heated race to sign Dayot Upamecano in what could turn out to be one of the smartest transfer moves of next summer. Behind the scenes, the two Spanish giants are said to be actively competing to convince the Bayern Munich defender to join their project. For Barcelona, Upamecano represents a golden opportunity, a top-quality defender available on a free transfer, which perfectly suits their ongoing financial limitations. On the other hand, Real Madrid see the Frenchman as a crucial piece for their future defense, especially with veterans Antonio Rüdiger and David Alaba expected to leave in 2026. Meanwhile, PSG have also entered the picture. According to Sport Bild's Christian Falk, the Parisian club is closely watching Upamecano's situation and could make a move if he decides not to renew with Bayern. Since the 26-year-old has not yet signed a new deal, interest is growing rapidly, with Manchester United, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and PSG all waiting for their chance to secure his signature on a free next summer. How Real Madrid gained unexpected boost from the international break. International breaks are usually a headache for clubs, often leaving players tired or injured. However, the October and September breaks have brought an unusual boost for Real Madrid. While Dean Huijsen remains sidelined, several other players have used the international stage to get more playing time than they've had with the club this season. Players like Eduardo Camavinga, David Alaba, Gonzalo García, and Brahim Díaz have seen more minutes on international duty than under Xabi Alonso at the start of the campaign. What started as a FIFA virus period when clubs feared losing players to injury has for these individuals become a FIFA bomb, giving them a chance to stay sharp, gain confidence and showcase their abilities. International minutes outshine club appearances. Alaba is the most striking example. The Austrian centre-back has started all 4 of his national team matches during the September-October break, totaling 301 minutes with Austria. In contrast, he has played far less for Madrid, completing roughly a third of that time at the Bernabéu in 3 appearances. Camavinga has seen limited minutes at Madrid, totaling 76 minutes so far through injury, whereas France coach Didier Deschamps gave him 95 minutes, with 20 off the bench against Azerbaijan and 75 as a starter in Iceland. Furthermore, Gonzalo García has only played 100 minutes for Madrid across 6 matches but logged 288 minutes with Spain U21, contributing 2 goals and 1 assist. Even Brahim Díaz has a nearly equal split, 239 minutes for Real Madrid and 237 minutes for Morocco, where he is a key figure for his national team. This situation shows how the international break, often dreaded by clubs, can benefit certain players. While injuries remain a concern, this period has allowed Madrid's squad members to gain match rhythm, maintain fitness and prove their value. Xabi Alonso may find these players better prepared and sharper as the season progresses, helping Real Madrid go through a congested schedule with multiple competitions. Real Madrid's 2026 defensive shakeup is just the beginning. With key departures, major free agent signings and a renewed focus on youth and rotation, Xabi Alonso is preparing a squad built for flexibility, competition and long-term stability. Will Upamecano and Konaté arrive to transform the backline? Can Madrid successfully pivot away from Rodri and target rising stars for the future? And how will the international break impact player form and squad depth? One thing is clear, Real Madrid's strategy is bold, calculated and eyeing long-term success. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to stay updated on every twist in the Bernabéu's transfer and tactical saga. Free transfer next summer.